Hello Swatantra TV viewers. I am Mahima, welcoming you to our English bulletin with latest news, updates and analysis. All citizens aged above 70 years will be provided free treatment under the Ayushman Bharat Health Insurance Scheme, President Draupadi Murmu said on Thursday. The opening of 25,000 Jan Aushadhi Kendras in the country is also progressing at a fast pace, she said while addressing the joint sitting of Parliament. Under the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, free health services are being provided to 55 crore beneficiaries, Murmu said. Further, the government is going to take yet another decision in this area. Now all the elderly above 70 years of age will also be covered and get the benefit of free treatment under Ayushman Bharat Yojana, the president said. Today, India is emerging as a leader in every sector from information technology to tourism and from health to wellness, she stated. Hospital empanelment and management guidelines for empanelment of hospitals under a PMJ mandates the state health agencies with the responsibility of empaneling hospitals under the scheme. President Draupadi Murmu on Thursday stressed the government's unwavering faith in the constitution and efforts to make it a part of public consciousness, while slamming the emergency as the biggest and darkest chapter of direct attack on the constitution. In her first address to a joint sitting of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha after Prime Minister Narendra Modi began his third term, she described the poll result as an endorsement of his government's policies while ruining attempts to hurt people's faith in electoral process, including EVMs and apparent swipe at opposition parties.
मुझे विश्वास है कि इस लोकसभा में जनकल्याण के फसलों का नवीन अध्याय लिखा जाएगा। आगामी सत्रों में मेरी सरकार अपने इस कार्यकाल का पहला बजट पेश करने जा रही है। ये बजट सरकार की दूरगामी नीतियों और फ्यूचरिस्टिक विजन का एक प्रभावी दस्तावेज होगा। इस बजट में बड़े आर्थिक और सामाजिक निर्णयों के साथ ही अनेक ऐतिहासिक कदम भी देखने को मिलेंगे। भारत के तेज विकास की जन आकांक्षाओं का पूरा करने के लिए रिफॉर्म्स की गति अब और तेज की जाएगी। मेरी सरकार का मत है कि दुनिया भर में निवेशकों को आकर्षित करने के लिए राज्यों में स्वस्थ स्पर्धा हो। यही कॉम्पिटिटिव कोऑपरेटिव फेडरलिज्म की सच्ची स्पिरिट है। माननीय सदस्यगण, 2024 के लोकसभा चुनाव की चर्चा आज पूरी दुनिया में हो रही है। दुनिया देख रही है कि भारत के लोगों में लगातार तीसरी बार स्थिर और स्पष्ट बहुमत की सरकार बनाई है। छह दशक बाद ऐसा हुआ है। 6 दशक बाद ऐसा हुआ है। ऐसा समय में जो भारत के लोगों की आकांक्षाएं सर्वोच्च स्तर पर है, लोगों ने मेरी सरकार पर लगातार तीसरी बार भरोसा जताया। भारत के लोगों को ये पूर्ण विश्वास है कि उनकी आकांक्षाएं सिर्फ मेरी सरकार ही पूरा कर सकती है।
Opposition leaders on Thursday dismissed the president's address to the joint sitting of parliament as a script given by the government that was full of lies and also castigated the government over the repeated mention of the 1975 emergency. They said there is an undeclared emergency in the country and the constitution is being attacked under the Modi government. In her address, President Draupadi Murmu described the imposition of emergency in 1975 as the biggest and darkest chapter of a direct attack on the constitution and said the country emerged victorious over unconstitutional forces. Speaking to reporters after the president's address, Samajwadi Party President Akhilesh Yadav punched holes in the government's claim of India being the fifth largest economy in the world. The story that is being told about India becoming the fifth largest economy, has it made our farmers prosperous? If we are the fifth largest economy, then why are so many youths unemployed? Why is there a scheme like Agnivia? Why can't price rise be controlled? He asked. Trinamool Congress MP Mahua Moitra said the president read out a script given by the government and that the BJP has not realized yet that it does not have a majority on its own. Maybe they took portions from the last year's speech, she said. Speaking about the recent general elections, Murmu said the whole world is talking about India's Lok Sabha polls.
ये चुनाव नीति, नियत, निष्ठा और निर्णयों पर विश्वास का चुनाव रहा है। मजबूत और निर्णायक सरकार में विश्वास, सुशासन, स्थिरता और निरंतरता में विश्वास, ईमानदारी और कड़ी मेहनत में विश्वास, सुरक्षा और समृद्धि में विश्वास, सरकार की गारंटी और डिलीवरी पर विश्वास, विकसित भारत के संकल्प में विश्वास। मेरी सरकार ने 10 वर्षों से सेवा और सुशासन का जो मिशन जनाया है, ये उस पर मुहर है। ये जनादेश है कि भारत की विकसित बनाने का काम बिना रुके चलता रहे और भारत अपने लक्ष्यों की प्राप्ति करते रहे।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday introduced his Council of Ministers in Rajya Sabha, amid clapping and thumping of desks. The Prime Minister had introduced his Council of Ministers in Lok Sabha on Wednesday after the election of the Speaker. Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankhar announced amid thumping of desks and applause that he had great pressure to introduce Narendra Modi, who has been sworn in as the Prime Minister for the third consecutive term after a gap of 6 decades. He then asked the Prime Minister for the introduction of the ministers. Leader of the House JP Nadda, Leader of Opposition in Rajya Sabha Mallikarjun Kharge and Congress leader Sonia Gandhi were among those present in the House. Thursday was the first day of the 264th session of Rajya Sabha. The House met after President Draupadi Murmu addressed a joint sitting of both Houses of Parliament. The President's address was also tabled in Rajya Sabha. The House will pass a motion of thanks on the President's address after a discussion.
महिला एवं बाल विकास मंत्री श्री किरण रिजिजू, संसदीय कार्य मंत्री और माइनॉरिटी अफेयर्स मंत्री श्री हरदीप सिंह पुरी, पेट्रोलियम एवं प्राकृतिक गैस मंत्री डॉक्टर मनसुख मांडविया, श्रम एवं रोजगार मंत्री और यूथ अफेयर्स एंड स्पोर्ट्स मंत्री श्री जी किशन रेड्डी, कोयला मंत्री और खान मंत्री श्री चिराग पासवान, फूड प्रोसेसिंग इंडस्ट्रीज मंत्री श्री CR पाटिल, जल शक्ति मंत्री। राज्य मंत्री स्वतंत्र प्रभार श्री राव इंद्रजीत सिंह, स्टैटिस्टिक्स एंड प्रोग्राम इंप्लीमेंटेशन मंत्रालय के राज्य मंत्री स्वतंत्र प्रभार, योजना मंत्रालय के राज्य मंत्री स्वतंत्र प्रभार और संस्कृति मंत्रालय में राज्य मंत्री डॉक्टर जितेंद्र सिंह, साइंस एंड टेक्नोलॉजी मंत्रालय के राज्य मंत्री स्वतंत्र प्रभार, अर्थ साइंस मंत्रालय के राज्य मंत्री स्वतंत्र प्रभार, प्रधानमंत्री कार्यालय में राज्य मंत्री कार्मिक लोक।
Leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha Rahul Gandhi met Speaker Om Birla on Thursday and voiced his displeasure over the reference to emergency made by the chair, saying it was clearly political and could have been avoided. It was a courtesy call during which Gandhi also raised the issue of emergency being invoked by the Speaker in the House, Congress General Secretary KC Venugopal told reporters after the meeting in the Parliament House. Separately, Venugopal also wrote to Birla, expressing the party's displeasure over the bringing of the resolution on the emergency as his first task after assuming office. Soon after his election as Lok Sabha Speaker, Birla had on Wednesday set off a firestorm by reading out a resolution condemning the imposition of emergency as an attack on the constitution by then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, an act that triggered vociferous protests by Congress member in the House. Birla recalled that it was on 26 June 1975 that the country woke up to the cruel realities of emergency when the Congress government jailed opposition leaders, imposed many restrictions on the media and also curbed the autonomy of the judiciary. Rahul Gandhi's meeting with the Speaker was the first after he assumed charge as the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha. He was accompanied by Samajwadi Party's Dharmendra Yadav and Dimpal Yadav, DMK's Kani Mojhi, NCP's SP Supriya Sool, RJD's Misa Bharti and TMC's Kalyan Banerjee, RSP's NK Premchandran and some others. Chief Minister and Telangana Pradesh Congress Committee President A. Revant Reddy on Thursday said he has informed the All India Congress Committee to appoint a new chief to head the state unit as he is about to complete his 3-year term. Speaking to media persons in Delhi, Revant Reddy said he successfully led the party through Assembly and Lok Sabha polls during his tenure. He was appointed as PCC President on 27 June 2021 and took charge on 7 July same year. His 3-year term comes to an end on 7 July this year. He said that H had requested All India Congress Committee President Mallikarjun Kharge and General Secretary K.C. Venugopal to appoint a new president for Telangana Pradesh Congress Committee, he said. The party will take an appropriate decision in this regard, he further said. Telangana has put in place all necessary measures to implement the 3 new criminal laws, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita and Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam - which are to come into force from 1st July, a senior official said. The official also said the translation process of these new legislations is also at the advanced stage and is expected to be completed before 1st July. Notification drafts are ready, and they will be notified in the next couple of days for smooth implementation of the new laws, he said. Teams have been constituted at various levels to see that these new laws are implemented as per the plan given by the central government, which has fixed 1st July as the date for implementation of the new laws, and the state is ready for the implementation of these new legislations, he said. Training sessions were organized for police officers and a workshop was also conducted at the Telangana State Police Academy on the new criminal laws for IPS officers across Telangana, and they were also sensitized and briefed about the spirit of the new laws, he said. Special teams were made to train the people and prepare the study material for everyone, he said, adding some applications were also made wherein it is easy for them to understand the previous law and the new law comparison of both. He said the study and reference materials had been shared with all the officers at the field. The Telangana Chief Secretary had also recently held a coordination meeting with departments like Health, Prosecutors and Law Department, and stakeholders were present. AAP MPs boycotted President Draupadi Murmu's address to the joint sitting of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha on Thursday to protest against the arrest of party convener Arvind Kejriwal. Delhi Chief Minister Kejriwal was on Wednesday arrested by the Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) in the alleged excise policy scam being probed by it. MPs of the AAP boycotted the president's address and claimed it was written by the central government, while maintaining that they had full respect for her. They protested against Kejriwal's arrest outside the parliament and alleged it was a gross misuse of investigation agencies. They held placards that read "Stop the misuse of CBI, dictatorship will not be allowed, free Kejriwal," and raised slogans such as "Answer us, PM." The protest is against dictatorship. This protest is to protect the constitution and democracy. Today, an elected chief minister was arrested and put behind bars. Gurmeet Singh Meethia, AAP MP from Sangrur, said the constitution and democracy are being crushed in the entire country under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership.
की गिरफ्तारी के खिलाफ ये प्रोटेस्ट है तानाशाही के खिलाफ, ये प्रोटेस्ट है लोकतंत्र और संविधान की रक्षा के लिए। आज एक निर्वाचित मुख्यमंत्री को जो 3 बार से प्रचंड बहुमत से जीत रहे हैं, उनको पकड़ के आपने जेल में डाल दिया। तो इसलिए हम लोग भारत के प्रधानमंत्री से कहना चाहते हैं, जांच एजेंसियों का दुरुपयोग बंद कीजिए और अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को रिहा कीजिए। आपने हमारे मुख्यमंत्री को जेल में डाल दिया, हमारे उप मुख्यमंत्री को जेल में डाल दिया, स्वास्थ्य मंत्री को जेल में डाल दिया। वेस्ट बंगाल, महाराष्ट्र, अलग अलग राज्यों, बिहार में जांच एजेंसियों का दुरुपयोग हो रहा है। तो राष्ट्रपति का जो अभिभाषण होता है वो सरकार का लिखा गया भाषण होता है। राष्ट्रपति का भाषण जो होता है, अभिभाषण जो होता है, उसमें वो लोकतंत्र को लेके, संविधान को लेके राष्ट्रपति जी से बड़ी बड़ी बातें कहलवाएंगे। सच्चाई तो इसके विपरीत है। इसलिए हम लोग राष्ट्रपति के अभिभाषण का बहिष्कार कर रहे हैं। और
Telco's payout in the muted spectrum auction is expected to be manageable, and with bidding process wrapped up, all eyes are now on tariff hikes which seem to be imminent, a cross-section of analysts said on Thursday. Multiple analyst reports expressed surprise at Vodafone Idea purchase of 3,510.4 crore rupees worth of spectrum, and highlighted in equal measure that Jio's muted spends of 973.62 crore rupees was in contrast to its earnest money deposit that was highest among operators. IIFL Securities, JP Morgan, and Kotak Institutional Equities, in their reports on Thursday, spoke of how the focus will likely shift to tariff hikes now that the spectrum auction have concluded. JP Morgan said the runway to tariff actions is cleared. IIFL Securities went on to say that Vodafone Idea's spend was surprisingly high as it went after small chunks in the 900 MHz band. Based on the most relaxed payment option, the government will see annual receipts of 1,100 crore rupees for 20 years, starting from FY25. The Supreme Court on Thursday asked the National Testing Agency to apprise it whether there is any time limit for raising grievances regarding the OMR sheets provided to the candidates who appeared in NEET-UG 2024. A vacation bench of Justices Manoj Misra and SVN Bhatti, which issued notice to the NTA on a fresh plea filed by a private coaching center and few NEET candidates, tagged the petition with the pending matters and listed it for hearing on 8 July. Senior advocate Abasant, appearing for the coaching institute and the candidates, submitted that a few students who have appeared for the examination have not got the OMR sheets. The bench at the outset pointed out to Basant as how can a private coaching institute file an Article 32 petition in the Supreme Court and what kind of fundamental rights of the institution are affected. Counsel appearing for the NTA submitted that the OMR sheets have been uploaded on the website and given to the candidates. The bench asked him whether there is any time limit for raising the grievance of OMR sheets. The NTA counsel said that he needs to take instructions and sought listing of the petition along with the pending matters. Basant pointed out that there is no set procedure or time limit to raise the grievance and therefore, as an interim relief, the candidates are seeking grant of OMR sheets. The bench then issued notice and tagged the petition with the pending matters while asking the counsel for NTA to file a short written reply to the court's query on time limit. The Telangana High Court has adjourned to Friday the hearing on a petition filed by former Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao seeking a stay on all further proceedings of the Justice L. Narasimha Reddy Commission constituted by the Congress government to inquire into the power purchase agreements made by the previous BRS government and the construction of 2 thermal power plants. A division bench comprising Justice Alok Aradhe and Justice Anil Kumar Jukanti on Thursday took up the hearing on the petition filed by the Bharat Rashtra Samiti (BRS) chief Aditya Sondhi. The counsel for KCR, as the former chief minister is popularly known, argued that the commission was acting contrary to the law, claiming that Justice Narsim Reddy acted against Supreme Court orders by unilaterally conducting a press conference to announce details of the inquiry. The Commission had issued notice to KCR seeking details relating to the power purchase agreements and the construction of power plants. Since he was busy campaigning for the Lok Sabha elections, he had sought more time to respond. Even before he could submit his reply, Justice Narsim Reddy held a press conference to say that there were irregularities in the power purchase agreements and the construction of power plants, Sondhi said. Benchmark Sensex breached the historic 79,000 mark while Nifty scaled the 24,000 peak for the first time on Thursday as buying in blue-chip stocks like Infosys, Reliance and TCS helped markets extend gains to the fourth straight day and close at lifetime high levels. The 30-share BSE Sensex jumped 568.93 points or 0.72% to settle at a new closing peak of 79,243.18 amid the expiry of monthly contracts in the derivatives segment. During the day, it zoomed 721.78 points or 0.91% to hit the new lifetime peak of 79,396.03. The Nifty ended at a fresh record high of 24,044.50, rising 175.70 points or 0.74%. Intraday, it saw 218.65 points or 0.91% to hit the all-time peak of 24,087.45. Among the 30 Sensex companies, Ultratech Cement jumped over 5% after the country's leading cement maker said it will acquire a 23% stake in its Chennai-based rival India Cements Ltd, in a deal estimated to be around 1,885 crore rupees. Gains in Infosys, TCS and Reliance Industries drove the benchmark indices to record high levels. NTPC, JSW Steel, Tata Motors, Bharti Airtel, Power Grid, Kotak Mahindra Bank and Tech Mahindra were also among the major gainers. Larsen & Toubro, Sun Pharma, Nestle, HDFC Bank and Maruti were among the laggard. In the broader market, the BSE Midcap Gauge climbed 0.17% while Small Cap Index declined 0.57%. Foreign institutional investors offloaded equities worth 3,535.43 crore rupees on Wednesday, according to exchange data. Gold prices fell 120 rupees to 72,180 rupees per 10 grams in the national capital on Thursday in line with weak trends in the global markets. The precious metal had settled at 72,300 rupees per 10 grams in the previous session. However, silver prices remained flat at 90,600 rupees per kg. In Delhi markets, spot gold prices 24 carats quoted at 72,180 rupees per 10 grams, down by 120 rupees from the previous close. In the international markets, spot gold at COMEX was trading at $2,305 per ounce, down $11 from the previous close. Gold traded lower in the early trade due to stronger rupee and risk-on sentiments. However, silver remained flat at $28.94 per ounce. Thank you for watching Swatantra TV English Bulletin. For a complete and comprehensive English news bulletin, please do watch Swatantra TV every day. This is Mahima, signing off. Keep watching Swatantra TV.